to explore our premium content and features for free for a full month. We want everyone to feel supported through this Mercury retrograde and eclipse season. Explore your weekly readings and workshops, learn all about your birth chart, make note of all your current transits, or do a guided meditation. We have a lot of content to help you feel supported through this turbulent time. To get your free month trial, head to the Chani app and click on the menu in the upper right-hand corner. Then click on Redeem Your Code and tap the Enter Code button. In the screen that pops up, type Retrograde Free 30. Once again, the code is Retrograde Free 30. That's all one word, and there are no spaces included. Again, that's RETROGRADE FREE 30. Once you've typed that code, hit enter to begin your 1 month free trial of our app's premium features and content. Please note, this promotion ends on June 10th and can only be redeemed by app users who have either never done a trial or users whose trials have expired. If you're already a premium subscriber, tell your friends that this is their chance to try the app. And if you have any questions, simply email us at info@chaninicholas.com.
System shutdown's almost done. Only thing left is to power everything down at the control center. So, I guess this is it. One final walk down the strip, and then it's lights out forever. At least I won't be around to see it destroyed. The Odyssey will be well on its way to Sirius by the time the swarm gets here. Still, my last memory of this place will be empty. A city that's already dead.
Stanley Chen was one of them. The Zenith. He did so much for this place. He doesn't sound like the others. There. Time to dry this place out. That did it! Okay. Now I can deal with that machine guarding the door on the other end of the dome.
Oh, yeah.
And once I get past it, I can get to what's waiting on the other side of the door. Poseidon.
That wasn't exactly what I was going for, but...
I guess the purge didn't get rid of all of the water. I'll dry off. Eventually.
It gets very... I was checking for the next thing to happen. It gets very hot and the animals die and the people say it is too hot and go away. And then Stanley Chen wins his $3.2 million. Machines, like, I'm cool with that. I have to go out to go in, right? Here we go.
Okay. Poseidon's through there. Where did that machine go?
Aloy! It's a miracle! Oh. Was this you? Did you lower the waters?
Yeah, but there's a new problem. That thing's in our way.
It's so pretty.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult to get the embers with that around.
As the scrappy band of adventurers beheld the beast, they knew what they had to do.
Did they?
Are you crazy? Hush now. She saved our Delph.
Okay then. Stay up here and start firing when I engage.
It's like a Lampress. Isn't that the Pokemon? Not that part, but they're kind of Baldwins.
Places, fellas. Get to that overhang.
Do I want one? No, I think I want a different Valor Surge, right? It's the Valor Surge here. Damn. Can't I just equip it though? Yeah, I could just equip it. Yes, it'll definitely. Okay, Frost and Shock. Do it from here. I see. Oh, for Pete's sake. Disc off its back. Give me your shell. We're so tightly right now.
Down it goes!
Holy moly.
Aloy! You did it!
Yeah, I did.
Come on, gentlemen, get a move on.
Alright. What else is going on down here? Is there anything else I want to collect? No? I don't think so.
Here I come! You guys alright?
More than all right. We did it! All the embers we could ever want, and it's all thanks to you.
Very, heartwarming. But maybe we can just, you know, grab what we came here for and get out before any more of those things decide to show up.
Now, shard counter. Nothing wrong with a little rip.
Oh, the first time he has not spoken in quotes.
I believe she has business down here. Does she not?
Right, of course. You need any help?
I can handle it from here.
Very well.
She's like,
Well,
I
we'll
was
start
trying
taking
not
some
to
of the
even be
embers
helpful in the
upstairs.
first place.
Holler if you need us.
Thanks.
Might need them. You never know. Could run into a bunch of blaze and blow it up.
Poseidon should be somewhere beyond this door. Time to bring it home.
Bring it home, baby. God, I love that it's like bright light out at 6:30. Thank fuck. Alright, which way am I going? This way. I was right. Okay. I wasn't right on purpose. I was right incidentally, but I'll take it.
Okay. Poseidon should be hiding in some kind of processor. I need to find a console to gain access to it.
I can't do it. I can't give up on this place. I'm leaving everything on standby. The system's equipped for runs for decades, if not hundreds of years. It's a long shot. But maybe someday, against all odds, someone will find this place again. Marvel at its lights and wonders. Discover a fortune and boundless opportunity. Make it their own dream. After all, if the city can give me a second chance, if water can flow in a wasteland, anything's possible.
He was right. There. I should be able to use that console. I'm here to bring you home, Poseidon. To Gaia.
Yes. Mother. All waters lead back to her.
Elizabeth Sobek. Alpha Prime.
Master override activated. Restoring Poseidon's subordinate function to original code.
This game is so beautiful.
Okay. Gotta bring this back to Gaia.
System reboot initiated.
Looks like taking Poseidon triggered a restart of the city's power system. Moreland and crew must have headed back up top. With all the embers they could carry, I bet.
It's so cool to sort of see it after having navigated it underwater. I do keep forgetting about the glide. Oops. There we go. Seriously, just go back now.
It started right here, more than 30 years ago. Back when this casino was still called Temple. One big bet turned my fate around. But now, fate's dealt this cruelest hand ever to everyone. I have to turn the lights out one final time. And the waters are...
I did hear
Reporting from Stanley Chen.
20 years ago, yep. Okay. Ooh, that's some hair, Kirsten. Ooh.
An elevator. No one must have built this before the place flooded. Has to work. Nice not to have to climb back up.
I can hear you. Oh, now you're over by this way. There you are. Hi. Hi, baby. Ah, baby.
What's going on out there?
What is going on out there?
How much did all this cost?
This thing is intense. Okay, this came up. That's where I came up. a new one.
Show my old Gramps always wanted. There's another.
His dream realized, his old Gramps' legacy ensured, our hero beheld the sea of desert lights and wept at his good fortune.
When I saw the embers as a child, I never dreamed they could be like this. Thank you, Aloy. Well, did you find what you were looking for?
I did. And now I have to move on.
Oh. Come back when you can.
Look at that.
I got big plans for this place.
I thought you wanted to put on shows with the Empress back in the clan.
Oh, no. This is the show. Oh, can you imagine? Folks from all over the land coming to take it all in. Plus, some food and a nice place to stay.
Not to mention a variety of entertainment venues.
Don't forget, games of chance. Plenty of shards to be had there for certain.
A new dream, huh?
A new dream.
I hope you make it happen. Goodbye, gentlemen.
This delve is a story for the ages. All thanks to you.
In the end, the Oseram really are sort of where my heart lands. They're the...
If Moreland and Crew's gonna stay, maybe I should come back and check on them later.
I will absolutely
For now, I
come
need to
back
get
and check
Poseidon
on
back to
them.
Gaia. But with all the ruins here, might want to look around before I head back. And
I
with my new
might
diving
indeed.
mask, I should be able to swim as deep as I want to. Once I find a place with more water.
Just look at this. And like, I'm sure programs like this are used in architecture and engineering and industrial design and all kinds of things, but you know, it's not something that lay people get to see, this sort of the inner workings, but also the malleability of digital design and how, like, literally if you can dream it, you can make it visible. It's just so pretty. Okay, I'm done gawking for the moment until I find something else extraordinary and new. I'm gonna go hit that campfire. I will definitely come back to New Las Vegas. But for now, so I've got okay, so here I'm gonna I can go back to that before I move on with Demeter, right? Demeter. Okay. All right. How did that go from 14 to 18? Happened again. I'm not. Oh, excuse me. Machine sites about A. I say that and then I can find one I can't mount and ride. Alright, I should be listening to Chani.
They know I'm here.
Do they? Do I have to be here? Can I be not here? No, they really know. I'm pretty sneaky. Wait, who are you? Are you a good guy or bad guy? Are you Talana? Who are you? Oh, for Pete's sake. Pick up something. What was it? I think it was the blaze. I'm sorry I could not save you. Ew. Alright. Wait, were those wide moths? Or were they the birds? I don't think I can tell from here. Somebody's underground.
Dust. Whirled around by the wind. Great.
Oh, is that what it was? Is that all it was? Puppies.
Frost ammo's not gonna do much.
as always, transcripts for this podcast and every other audio offering in the Chani app can be found by clicking the Open Transcript button within the audio player. We hope you enjoy. Back it up, bestie. It's time for another Mercury retrograde. I know, it's not something that I want, it's not something that we want, but it's happening. The cosmos does not care about our feelings. It doesn't care about our little parties and our plans and our to-do lists. It has its own agenda. And it is asking us to review, revisit, rework, rewrite, and remember something essential about ourselves. This is the astrology of the week ahead, and I'm your host, Chani Nicholas. On this podcast, we look at the astrology of the upcoming week, and in this episode, we're looking at the astrology of the week of May 9th, the week that Mercury stations retrograde. It's not the only thing that's happening, but it's definitely a bit of a showstopper. Before we get into it, I want to say a couple of things about Mercury retrograde moments in general. Are they annoying? Usually. Are they all made equal? Not at all. Do different Mercury retrogrades point to different themes and different places in our life? Yes. Is it important to know where this Mercury retrograde is happening in your chart? Absolutely. How do you do that? Well, if you're a premium subscriber, you go to the workshop section of the app right now and you listen to your reading for the week of May 9th. There's also a ritual to do for Mercury retrograde. There's also altar suggestions if you want to build an altar to Mercury retrograde and say like, hey y'all, please be gentle with me. There's also journal prompts to write with, because Mercury is a planet of communication, so writing during this time can be really helpful. And there's also a guided meditation to help you sort through some of the chaos of this time. All of that is available for you to use and work with this week in the workshop section of the app. If you don't have a premium subscription, you might want to try one. There is a free trial right now. But if you don't, you can also go and read your Mercury in Gemini horoscope, either on our website, chaninicholas.com, or on the home page of the app underneath your horoscopes. Mercury retrogrades are a time of retrieval. You're asked to go back and understand something that we have skipped over or missed, or something that is no longer functioning. Mercury retrograde is all about understanding and uncovering the mistakes that were probably made a long time ago, or again, the ways in which a system in our life is not up to standards and needs to be updated. And you know, when you update a device, you have to turn it off and reboot it and make sure it's plugged in and all of those steps before you can use it again. That is what a Mercury retrograde is like. We have to understand what in our life needs to be rebooted. And so again, your readings for this week talk about that in depth. Now again, not all Mercury retrogrades are made equal. Is this one a disaster by astrological standards? No, actually, it's not. Although I'm afraid to say that because you never know. Mercury is a trickster. And so
I don't like when you're afraid
it
of
loves
things.
to catch us. It loves to make fun of us. It demands that we make fun of ourselves. This Mercury retrograde starts out in Gemini, a place where Mercury has a lot of strength. That is technically, astrologically speaking, a good sign, and lets us know that the beginning of this Mercury retrograde is very heavily focused focused on technology and communications and exchanges and data. The one thing that Gemini, one of the things that Gemini overdoes is too much information, too many questions. Things get too
need more abuse from you.
Overwhelmed. Yeah, Mercury does well here, so Mercury's able to categorize information. But if we're reviewing something about how we categorize information in general, then it's something about how we can ask better questions and be more streamlined in our data collection, and just in general, what communication issues are needing to be addressed ASAP. So Mercury will be in Gemini until May 22nd, and then it will retrograde back into Taurus. And it'll be in Taurus until it stations direct on June 3rd. When it's in Taurus, it is going to be looking at how the resources of our lives function and what might be in need of an update in terms of very practical elements of our life. Production, resources, earthly endeavors. Does it work? If not, why? Let's fix it. One note about this Mercury retrograde is that Mercury will enter its cazimi with the Sun on May 21st. This is a really powerful day, so mark it on your calendar. It's a really powerful, important day for communications, insights, and downloads. This is the best day of Mercury retrograde's cycle. So if you need to do something that is communication related and you can wait until May 21st,
oh, for fuck's sake.
So. Because it's a really powerful Mercury cazimi, because Mercury is in its own sign, and when Mercury is cazimi conjunct right in
literally
the heart of
2
the sun,
weeks,
there's
half
a
a month,
purification and a power that it
nobody's gonna hear
has
from me
access to in the midst of this
not gonna
chaotic retrograde cycle. On the same day as Mercury stations retrograde, Jupiter enters Aries. This is huge news, and it's really important to understand what domain of life this is going to impact for you, because Jupiter is here to bring about some pretty furious and feisty growth, because it's going to be functioning in the style of Aries. Aries is the fast and the furious, and Jupiter is the planet of expansion and opportunities and saying yes. So we can expect that in the area of our chart where this is going to be happening, that there will be some rapid expansion, which is exciting and also really important to build some scaffolding around, right? Like if we grow really quickly, then quite often we might miss a thing or two in the process. The last time Jupiter was here in Aries was 2010/2011. So again, if you are a subscriber to the app, you can listen to what this means for you in this week's reading. You can also listen to what this means for you in the year ahead readings, because we cover Jupiter's entrance into Aries in both of those places. And if you listen to both of them,
so I guess
you get a really well-rounded understanding of what this means for you overall. Jupiter will be in Aries for most of this year. It'll be here from May 10th to October 27th, and then it will pop back into Pisces for a minute and come back into Aries and be there from December 20th, 2022 into May of 2023. So it's got almost a full year in Aries. And we also need to say, like, Jupiter is leaving Pisces, one of its home signs. Jupiter might not get a lot done in Pisces, but it certainly helps to create a spaciousness and a wonder and an awe and an openness and a gratitude and a compassion. And Jupiter in Aries is pretty exciting. It just doesn't have the same kind of power, astrologically speaking, as it does when it's in Pisces. So we are losing a planet in one of its home signs, which is always, nice to have, especially if you're trying to pick charts to do something on. A lot of us were using Jupiter-ruled charts for a while. So there's a huge tonal shift with Jupiter entering Aries. And again, you can go and listen to your reading on what this means for you. And there's also a new horoscope, a new Jupiter in Aries horoscope on the homepage of the app underneath your horoscope, or again, also on chanicholas.com. It will be there as soon as Jupiter enters Aries. So look for it May 10th/11th, depending on your time zone. And I would be remiss to leave out the fact that on May 15th/16th, depending on your time zone, so May 15th at 9:14 p.m. Pacific time, so for the rest of the world, we're talking about May 16th, Monday, May 16th, we have the first lunar eclipse in Scorpio near the South Node that we've had in decades. This is a very important moment. So in the same week that Mercury stations retrograde, we have a very impactful, very emotionally turbulent lunar eclipse in Scorpio near the South Node. A lunar eclipse is, of course, also a full moon. So we all know what full moons can do to us. They leave me personally with a pretty intense full moon hangover. I don't know about you, but eclipses add a whole new level to this kind of impact. I also want to say that this eclipse is happening as the sun is conjunct the fixed star Algol. So it's a full moon. So the moon is over in Scorpio near the South Node, and the sun is hanging out with the fixed star Algol. Now Algol is, again, a fixed star, so it doesn't move. The planets move, but the stars stay pretty still. And we talked a lot about this in the year ahead readings, so if you've listened to the year ahead, you will have heard me talk a little bit about the Medusa, or if you have the guidebook for the year, there's a whole section on Medusa and Algol. Medusa's mythology is related to the fixed star Algol. Algol is a binary star, so it looks like it's blinking off and on. So it has always been, many cultures the world over, related to something that isn't good. It is a demon type of star. Now, at the heart of the Medusa myth is this deep betrayal. Medusa is betrayed by her sister, and it is an example, it is an archetypal story about victim blaming under patriarchy. And so many of us suffer that. So I'm recording this on May 3rd, and there are many, many headlines about Roe v. Wade being overturned. Now, I'm recording this before the eclipse happens, of course, but because this story is breaking in between eclipses, in the midst of eclipse season, it's very tied to what this whole eclipse season means. This is, of course, just one story in one part of the world that seems to be constellating a part of this myth in some way, shape, or form. And the astrology is far from being lived out, so we will keep looking the world over for these types of archetypal motifs to be expressed and constellated. But the question is, if we are dealing with this type of archetypal experience, what do we do with the emotional energy that gets unleashed in the face of this kind of injustice, of this kind of betrayal, of this kind of justified fury? I suggest that we do everything we can to take action, to interrupt it, to make sure that it doesn't keep happening, and to do whatever we can in this moment to take care of each other and to make sure that people have access to exactly what they need. I also want to add here that when Mercury eventually stations direct on June 3rd, it will also be conjunct Algol. So this upcoming eclipse has something to do with the eventual stationing direct of Mercury retrograde. This story is obviously far from over, and this part of the year has a lot to say about these themes. Okay, so we also go through what this upcoming eclipse will mean for you in your readings this week, and I will double down and circle back and go over it again next week with some new additions. But all that to say, eclipses are shadowy times. This is a time where a shadow is cast over the moon. It is a full moon. It is a moment that is emotional. It is an apex kind of moment. There is a crescendo of activity happening. Eclipses reveal the shadows, they focus on the shadow, and full moons are moments in the month that pull out everything, that help our internal and external waters swell. They bring everything to the surface, and a full moon / lunar eclipse in Scorpio is always going to be extra deep and transformative, cathartic, if you will. And all that to say, I don't need to tell you, Scorpio doesn't like shortcuts. It goes through the entire emotional cycle, process, etc. So I just want us to have that in the back of our minds. Mercury stationing retrograde, it is a time that can feel all the more chaotic and can bring up all of the little problems that we've been able to ignore or skim over or didn't even know about up until now, at the same time as the moon is building towards a lunar eclipse in Scorpio near the south node means that there has to be some kind of emptying out and release. I'll be back next week to talk more about that on Sunday, on the day that it's happening. But I just wanted you to put that note in your calendar, have it in the back of your mind. Go slow, go easy, be extra compassionate with yourselves and others. Eclipses are not times to take extra things on. They are times to go dark, to go inward, to lay low. And that doesn't mean the whole week, but definitely on Sunday / Monday, go slower. Try not to do all the things at once. Okay, y'all, that is your reading for the week in between eclipses, the week Mercury stations retrograde, the week it's really good to slow down, pause, double, triple check your data, your ideas, and your assumptions. And I hope that our offer code for folks that have never tried the premium content is helpful and supportive as we find our way through the first days of the retrograde and as we move towards the lunar eclipse in Scorpio. Sending you lots of love, many, many blessings. Bye for now.
You look like a cryptic monk. You're not even cute. Clamberjaw? Everything is a clamberjaw. I don't like you, that's all I know.
Now I need more.
It's really too bad the dyke across the street is a cop. Oh, right.
They're riled up now. Oh!
Yeah, you wanna fuck around?
Oh!
Did I kill everything? I think I killed everything. Hi, Anna, where'd you go? Oh, what was where you were supposed to? So pretty. Metal foliage.
Fire's not gonna help here.
Hey! Anna.
Sky's clearing up. Storm's over.
Oh, Anna. Get out of there. Here we are. What did I find? Is there something else out here? No. But might have been seeing that stuff through. Nice.
This is Romeo requesting status update. Flight 41, you need to adjust your course to avoid the swarm. Can you respond? Over. Flight 41, please acknowledge. My sensors are showing their cabins depressurized. I think the crew's gone and they're on autopilot. Flight 41's a ghost flight.
Whatever happened to the people on that plane? They weren't there to respond. There's another locator beacon on the same frequency.
Where? Where's the other backpacks?
Could use frost ammo against it.
Just a little finch or house sparrow, one of those little fellas. They're squawky though. They're very squawky.
No point using fire against that.
I'm glad it's being squawky. I was getting in my head. I'm just tired of being an adult. I mean, I don't want to be a kid either, so I don't really know what the alternative is. What I really want to do is find the other black box that she was just talking about. But I guess instead I will just go find Hikaru. For now.
She's with us. Let her pass. Outlander, Chief Hikaru and Marshal Katalo await you within.
Razor Wing. 4 surviving planes used by Joint Task Force 10 during the Hot Zone Crisis. A 6th generation VTOL. Multi-role combat aircraft designed for air superiority, strike missions, close air support, electronic warfare, and intelligence gathering. Kindly donated to the museum by the Medina Society for Southwestern History. Oh, my goodness. Where am I supposed to go behind the throne, right? Where's the throne room?
Outlander, the Chief awaits you in the arena, past the throne.
That's another part of the ruins. Turned into a fighting
Make
ring.
all the... Make all the ammo.
Ready?
Let's get this over with.
Good. You'll find Deca at the north barricade with the rest of our defenders. Strike true as the 10. I'll see you when this is done.
Good day.
Your honor is spoken. We honor the marshals.
The title Marshal must be...
I'm
with courage.
dancing to the music in my head, I just
Be
realized.
vigilant. Regala means to make good on her threats. Is that how Easterners behave? Let Regala face our new marshals. This cool roach will honor the fallen marshals. And walk with strength.
They're nothing but away from us. Don't let your blade waver.
It is said Regala's moving
Show
into the
respect,
kill.
Outlander.
We shall see.
Walking on it.
Mr. Cote, this looks of course.
Look, comrades. Easterner.
Didn't think the Sky Commander himself would be joining us today.
If there's a chance my challengers will be facing Regala, it is only right their commander join in their fate.
Or maybe you need to save face after what happened at the Bulwark.
Careful now. Sometimes sharp wits bring out sharp spears.
I'd save my spear for Regala's troops, if I were you.
Alright. This may happen later tonight, but it is movie night, so we shall see.